So I just got done watching the movie Paint with Owen Wilson. And you're probably wondering, is it good? Is it bad? Do I recommend it? Well, let's do a little review. I wrote down some notes here that may give you some insight on you making the call to see if it's worth your time to watch. Now, if you're not familiar with the movie Paint, it's on the story of
Carl Nargle
and his story through painting on PBS and how he has basically the world and the audience at his beck and call. He has everything, but a new and upcoming artist slowly starts to take everything away from him and everyone. And that's where the story and the adventure goes through. And you know what? Honestly, I kind of like this. If you're an artist out there, you can probably easily relate to another artist doing better than you or taking something away from you, whether it be your clout or community. And this happens more than ever with social media. So actually, this is a really interesting arc that I think a lot of artists can relate to. But let's discuss the things that I like and don't like about the story. Probably the best thing about this story is its message that's going to reach to you. Now, everybody's going to have a little different interpretation of what that message is, but basically, I think it boils down to find what inspires you to create and use that to take you and your art to the next level. And that's generally the major theme of this story. It's a little slice of life that I think every artist out there, wherever you are in your journey from beginning to veteran, can relate to. And seeing that through Carl Nargle and Ambrosia and all the other supporting characters, because they all go through transitions and evolution in their own way of their art style, is inspirational. It makes you look inward to see what truly makes you want to create. Another great element of the story is showing the competitive nature between Carl Nargle and the new artist Ambrosia, and seeing how their styles, their communities, and art overall clash against each other, and they have to compete against each other. And like I was saying earlier, this is actually a beautiful way of illustrating many artists out there, how they feel that they're their toughest critic, but also all these outside sources that they compare themselves to.
Listen, our goal this semester is pretty simple. I want to help you get what's in here and just splash it onto there. Don't worry, it's not rocket science. It's harder.
Little bonus here at the end. The ending is very unique. It doesn't end in the way that I think that it should, but it ends in a way that you didn't see coming that's actually extremely clever, going from this Bob Ross inspired character to having challenges in their life from a new artist that comes in, to actually enveloping that into one character at the end that's going to take their art in a new direction for the world. And it's actually kind of clever, so good job. All right, so what are the things that I didn't like about the film? There are plenty, and I might be nitpicking, but it's fun to go over those. You know, when I first saw this, and I know it's an IFC film, so I assumed indie, which it kind of is more or less, but I also expect more of a dry humor, but I expect humor overall. And while there are some things that give you some belly laughs and a clever kind of moment there, there's not enough humor for what I think should be in this film. And I think there should be more because the director, Brit McAdams, is actually known for directing a lot of things on Tosh 2.0, which is nothing but comedy. And there's not a lot of comedy in here. I feel like there should be more, but still that doesn't really take away from my enjoyment of the film, but I was hoping there would be more because I think this film would be perfect for it, especially dry humor or humor that makes you think. A small thing that really irked me and will probably irk you if you're an artist out there is every time you see Carl Nargle and Ambrosia set up to paint with their easel and mixing palette and brushes, the mixing palette is already a mess and there's barely any paint on it, and it's generally the wrong colors for the end result of what they have, and that really annoys me. That's a really bad art direction, creative direction moment for the production design. It kind of just pulls you right out. I know it's small, but if you're an artist, you're going to notice it right off the bat. One of my biggest complaints about the film is the fact that you don't see a lot of art. Between Carl Nargle and Ambrosia, you expect to see a ton of art to show off their artistic abilities. And with a movie called Paint, you think you would see more, but you actually don't see too much. And that's kind of a real shame because a lot of the story elements could be shown through just their art and brush strokes, which would have been a powerful way of connecting with the audience, especially if you're an artist out there. One of the things I was kind of surprised that you don't see is a payoff with Carl Nargle's art overall. Yeah, he goes through a transition, but when you first watch the film, you actually look at Carl Nargle's landscapes and they're not that impressive. And that's not a punch at the people that were commissioned to do the art for the film. You see it to be very basic and simplistic. And he continues to make somewhat the same things through every segment that you see paint. And if you saw that degrade over the course of the film, it wouldn't be as impressive, which is why when you bring in a new artist, it's inspiring to see somebody have a new flair. And at the end, you expect this huge payoff where Carl is going to be inspired, where his art spikes up again. And it does, but not in the way that you think. And you were really hoping you'd see this transition through his art over the course of the film. And there's only one scene where you see a ton of his art. And it's cool, but you wish you had more of a montage of his art deteriorating over time, and you saw Ambrosia's improving over time. And that would have been something really unique to connect with the audience. So overall, what do I really think about the movie? Well, if you're not into painting and you're not into Bob Ross and you're not into PBS kind of memories, I would say the movie falls at a solid 5 out of 10. It's just average, and I do mean that. It's just average. It's entertaining, and I loved watching it all the way through, but if you're not into that, you're probably going to be struggling a little bit. If you love to paint, you love Bob Ross, and you have a lot of nostalgic memories about PBS, I would say it's above average, but it's like a 6 to a 6.5 out of 10. It's nothing super fantastic, but I did enjoy watching the movie all the way through. And you know what? I probably would watch it again down the road. It's currently available for rent on Amazon, which is how I watched it. And I think it's going for $20 to $25 to rent, which, to be honest, I don't think it's worth that price point right here. Anything around $5, I totally would do it and watch and enjoy at home. I'm curious to know, what did you think about the film? What are things that you liked, you didn't like? And do you think Owen Wilson did a good job as a Bob Ross inspired PBS painter? I think he did actually a decent job.
What's this one?
Mount Mansfield. At night.
I enjoyed the film overall, but, wait for that $5 mark. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace.